What's up everyone, it is Mario Man 10100 and we're back for another first impressions video, and it's time to hit Final Fantasy XIII. The first game of the Final Fantasy XIII saga. It is the second largest saga of all of the main series Final Fantasy games. I think Crystal Chronicles definitely does beat this. I believe that has like 3 or 4 games in its series at least. And I believe the only one that beats it in the main series is Final Fantasy VII, which has got 4. That's including Advent Children and Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus, I believe is what the other title is.
After we awoke, were the beginning of the end.
So, this is another one that my dad was actually played a lot more than I have. I haven't touched this game since I believe it came out, since 2009-2010. So, it's been a long time since I've actually picked this game up. My father has played a lot more than I have. He still has his save file on here, that's why it went straight to low game rather than new game when it started off. But since it's a first impressions video, we're going to start from scratch.
You serious?
Be quiet.
Best of luck.
So we have our main party members. With our main hero, Lightning. I'm more familiar with 13 too, but I have seen 13 in play. If that was a baby chocobo, that's pretty damn cute. Up and he's gone.
So far, so good. They all want to fight.
Good for them.
Some people pronounce this as Final Hallway rather than Final Fantasy, because I think most of the beginning of the game, it's very linear. You can only go one way. But I think, if I remember correctly, the reason for that is because something is actually chasing you. So you can't really go anywhere. And this Final Fantasy is not that fantasy-ish, it's more technology-based than fantasy. Which, it's great for some of the Final Fantasy games. I do like some of the Final Fantasy games being a bit more technological than a lot of the fantasy type genre games, because there is a lot of Final Fantasy main titles and a lot of them are normal, a lot fantasy based, because, well, Final Fantasy. Yeah, we haven't hit any gameplay yet, and it's been like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, this cutscene goes on for a while, if I remember correctly. It's been such a long time since the beginning.
I'm getting away!
What do you think? I'm going towards the enemy so I can get away from the enemy, duh! That's how you do it, that's how it works in games like this. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I've played the first, but I believe you're running away from something, so that's why it's a straightforward hallway, no real paths, no real side paths, I should say. I believe this thing is the thing that's chasing us, if I remember right.
Hey! Let's be rational now! Send the big guys out. What do we do?
Watch and learn.
No. No, it's first battle. Alright, so we're gonna view the tutorial. So if I remember correctly, there is a health bar which you can see on the enemy itself, and then there's a rage-ish type bar, which fills up over time after it gets attacked. You know, the more and more it gets attacked.
Not so tough now, huh? Hey, that wasn't like a challenge now, alright? Hey! Turn it up!
Rail grinding. I see my inner Sonic coming out.
I'm coming!
Yeah, it is a little chocobo too. That's bro. That's cute. That's cute. I gotta admit, that is so cute. Alright, get into abilities now. Oh, this might hurt a little bit. Bliss. Really? That takes up 2? It's my head a little bit. I think I almost died to this once, back when I first played this game, as far as I remember. I died to a boss. I can't remember which boss it was, but 5-star rating, 6 potions. My God, that's way too many. And that machine's down. And we're gonna fall backwards. No. Sideways, alright, I'll take it.
Oh goodness. Woo. We did it.
One of many. Oh, now that's cool. Even Cloud couldn't do that.
Soldier? I mean, you are Sanctum, aren't you? What are you doing trying to stop the purge? Why don't you tell me that?
I was a soldier.
She was.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
They go more into that, I believe, in 13.2. And later in the story, I haven't played enough of this game to actually know. But I believe 13.2 is,
Yeah, that's a big
you know, goes more into how she was a soldier and that sort of thing.
I'm getting too old for this.
I'm getting too old for this. I like the music. I gotta admit, like 13, in a sense, a lot of people hate 13 for what it does, but the music is actually pretty good. Some of the songs are actually really damn good. Inverted. So it will be.
You sure we can get through here?
Okay, so x-axis is inverted. Camera control. Y-axis is normal. Okay. This is your save points, which I don't think you will need, probably won't need right now. I actually like this song. This is one of the songs that I remember from 13. Very. So in a sense, you don't have random battles, but it's still kind of there. See, I haven't played this in ages, but
What do you suppose this is?
I'll have a look at that in a minute. He wasn't even looking at me, and there was a warning sign. So I believe in this game, like, is when you level up a lot, you actually get a bigger bar of attacks, I believe. Is how this game works with that. I'm not sure how many you get actually, but you know. Alright, gonna take out the gunner first because we don't want that happening. Nice job. Phoenix down, that'll help. In case anybody needs reviving, which if we do get to this first boss, which I don't think we might, but if we do, I remember I had a lot of trouble the first time playing this. And I can't remember what this thing is. What's this thing? Oh, these are our chests. So in a sense, that is our chest. That little sphere thing is our treasure chest. Right, so we lead to another cutscene. God damn it!
Not wanting to get purged, I get. But taking on trained soldiers?
Better to die than get sent to Pulse. It's hell for the Brimstone.
Yeah, well, hell's not sounding too bad. Because this place ain't exactly paradise.
Domesticated peacekeepers. Nothing to worry about.
Well, maybe not for a soldier girl, but I'm trying to say, hey!
He's trying to stay alive, goddammit. I don't think you can attack them. I believe you can't attack them. Oh, I hit Blitz instead. Alright, so I gotta select attack again. So auto battle, I believe. There you go. That's what it is. It's just stagger meter. And once an enemy becomes staggered, I believe that they get a strength boost. I believe a power boost. They must really want you to save them.
Real nice from up there.
Chest over there. I like Lightning Sword. Lightning Sword is actually really, really nice. I really like it. Take out the aerial recon drone guy, whatever his name is. Oh, friendly fire. Phoenix down, another Phoenix down. Seriously, they're just giving me items at this point. And that's one of our accessories that we can... soldiers coming up. Alright, where's your... I don't know why I'm doing Blitzball, but okay. I'm not Cloud Strike, so I don't need to blitz like every attack. So I mean, once you get past this bit, I believe it gets a little bit better. But this bit, like, this is the main reason why people go like, oh yeah, this is final hallway, because you're just going in a straight line.
So much for the element of surprise.
I've used items already. I don't need... I'll tell you why the warden's there. It's because of hot shots like that. Ooh, got taken mid-air. Great.
Do we turn back?
There's no time.
Then what do you suggest we do?
Quiet.
Hey! Wait! No, don't leave me!
Let go!
The hell no! You're the only way out of here! Hey, that might get us across. Right there.
He's not completely useless.
Right?
Looks that way.
You don't have to be such a bitch about it. Come on, Lightning. He's only trying to help, dude.
Alright, you leave this to me.
Alright, we will. Or not. Yep, fight, of course. Let's go. Blitz. Ooh, staggering. Warden's there just to be a dick. Camera. The camera is not good. Yeah, Yeah, sometimes battles are like that. They just the camera just goes way off where you need to see. No, I don't want it that close.
Hey now.
Down this way.
Seems to be in working order. Not our lucky day.
Alright, so I'm gonna leave it here because we've got one more enough. What do I think? Final Fantasy XIII so far isn't so bad. A lot of people say it's the worst Final Fantasy, and I'm not sure. Out of the ones I've played, it is not the best one, yes, I gotta admit. But you know, like so far it's been pretty linear, yes, and I have to admit that, but I think later on in the game, from what I remember, is that it does get a bit more forgiving with multiple pathways and stuff of certain areas and stuff like that. So it kind of eases up a little bit later on, but it's not overall bad. And the combat system was for this game pretty unique, I gotta admit. Like well, just when 13 first came out, it was pretty unique. By Lightning Returns, they were using the same paradigm battle system. Like the Gambit system in 12 was different to the original systems in the original Final Fantasy games up until around about 10, 2, and then 11 went MMO. So that was different by default. So, yeah, it was a different system, and I do like it. It's not the best system in the world, because there's no real blocking type thing yet, as far as I remember. I'm not sure if there's any blocking in it at all. But this is from like way back in 2009, 2010, that I'm trying to remember here, so it's been like over 5 years since the last time I've played this game. And maybe for good reason, I don't know. But, you know, overall first impression, I do like 13. It's not as... in a sense, it's not as bad as people say, but I've got to play more of it and try and finish it at least to give an overall opinion of the whole game itself rather than like the first part of the game. So with all that said, it's been Mario Man 2100 with my first impressions of Final Fantasy XIII. You guys have a great day tonight, and of course, take care.